Welcome to the SHT podcast. This podcast is created by superhumans, for superhumans, and anyone else who wants to look, feel, and perform like a freaking badass. Your holistic health journey starts here. Rediscover how we...
Yeah!
Paul, sit your ass down.
All right, hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm excited to be here with you today because we get to talk about the SHT lifestyle foundations, and this is everything outside of the food that we learned during the SHT Real Foodie Masterclass. And if you haven't been through that information yet, make sure that you go through it because that is a great place to start with us. But these other foundations are extremely important, and I can't even really emphasize how important they are. And I'm going to try to do that in the beginning here because I have a little bit of a pre intro talk to the other foundations. So today what we're going to be talking about is our first circadian rhythms information, which really correlates to sleep, grounding and earthing, priming and practice, which is our personal morning process, and then our first simplicity and elegance goals. But before we get into that, I want to talk about how important it is to address these other foundations. Now, I think most people think when it comes to health, when it comes to making changes to their health or their body composition, if they feel like they need to improve things, they always think that fitness and nutrition are the only two ways to go about that. And most people don't understand the importance of these other foundations. And we know this because, number one, we were there, and number two, we talk to people every day. And when we talk to people, let's say that we're talking to someone that's never been through any of our programs before and doesn't really have much of an understanding about food and fitness and just the things that we teach. Well, of course, as we're talking to them and they want to make some changes, they'll usually say something along the lines, yeah, I need to join a gym. I need to start working out, right? So their mindset is, I need to work out to fix the problems that I have. And even if we talk to someone who has been through an SHT progression or one of our food progressions and understands how to implement real food and has seen dramatic changes from it, and everyone falls off here and there, and everyone hopefully comes back and bounces back and goes in and out. But inevitably, when we talk to someone that's fallen off and we can see it, and we're asking them if there's any way that we can help, even though they've had that experience where eating real food has dramatically changed their health and their vitality and their body composition, when they fall off, their first response to us many times is, I know I need to get back to the gym. I need to start working out again. So the mindset is still there. The mindset is still, it's almost like the more fitness that I can do, the better. Fitness is the priority. Fitness counters everything else that's bad in my life. And that's kind of where people are at with things. And maybe people think fitness and food are really important. Most people think fitness is the most important thing to address. And, we've kind of come full circle now. We understand. When I say we, I'm talking about the veterans that have been working on this for some significant period of time. First of all, we're not perfect with things, but we're relatively better at it because we've been doing it a little bit longer than everybody else. And so we've come to this understanding now, especially if we're doing CrossFit here at the CrossFit Combine, which I understand some people watching this are not going to be doing CrossFit or not CrossFitters, or maybe you are and you're not here a part of this CrossFit Combine. But if you've got a solid, dedicated hour of power where you work out and you work out very deliberately and you train with high intensity and you do that for an hour and you do that 4 or 5 days a week, your fitness is done. Your fitness is, you're covering your fitness base. That's all you need to do. It should not be the mentality that the more fitness you do, the better, because there's a point of diminishing returns after that 1 hour. And we could talk at length about that, and maybe that will be one of our talks that we have in here so people understand this background information. But what we understand and know now is if we just show up and do the workout 4 or 5 days a week, then our focus has to be, and it is, dialing in these other foundations because they are so important, so crucial. So when I feel off now, if I feel off, if my body composition feels like it's creeping up, I'm feeling a little bit pudgy or something along those lines, my first idea or statement to myself is not that I need to get into the gym and work out more. My first statement to myself is I need to clean up my diet a little bit more, or I need to sleep a little bit better, or I need to spend more time outside in the sun, or addressing these other foundations because they all matter, So when you work with us, and also just on that point about fitness, I'm going to talk about Colby, probably pretty frequently as we go through all this stuff because Colby's my best friend. He's the owner of the CrossFit Combine. We work in synergy with each other, and so we understand now that it's almost as if the less we work out, the better for us, because we went through our days of 2-a-days and Olympic lifting cycles and squat cycles and just beating ourselves up for 3 and 4 hours a day. We saw minimal improvement. The dramatic improvements came when we backed that off and we work out 4 days a week, 5 days a week. We take at least 2 complete days off where we don't do anything except maybe go for a hike or something. And we give it our all in that 1 hour of power here. And then we focus all our attention on these other foundations. It's actually very freeing to know we got the fitness covered if we just show up and do the programming. And now we focus on these other foundations. So we've talked before about what our other foundations are. And this is a glimpse at them. But, I think in America, definitely these Western societies, these modern societies, we've kind of come to this reductionist view of things. We like to break things down and understand and compartmentalize, and I think that's fine. So if we look at the body component of what we're doing with health, that includes nutrition or food and fitness, natural movement and sleep patterns. And then if we look at the mind or the spirit or the higher self or whatever you want to call that stuff, this is where we start to look at social integration with other people. Practice, we would consider priming and practice, and then also having some kind of component being outdoors in nature. But in reality, you can't separate any of these things. They are all part of the same total being that we are, and you cannot address one without addressing the others. And you can't pick and choose which things that you want to work on. That's another thing. A lot of people will come to work with us and they're like, I think I just want to work on these 2 things, and I don't really care about that. And what you're going to find is if you've got the food and the fitness perfect, and you're not sleeping, you're not going to see the results that you want. If you got the food and the fitness perfect and you don't have social interaction, you're going to have some long-term problems from that. If you have the fitness and the food perfect and you're not spending time every day meditating and practicing mindfulness, you are not going to be happy over the long term. And if you don't spend some time unplugging and disconnecting and getting out into nature, connecting with the earth, getting out of all the smog and pollution and EMFs and radiation, you're not going to see the results that you want over the long term. And so I just want to make a plug for everything else that we do, okay? Now, a really good video and podcast to watch and listen to would be our bioemission and what makes us different, the SHT, because just like everything else, just like with the food, we kind of feel like the SHT, when it comes to these other foundations, what makes us unique is that we are not like anything else out there. There's a million different ways to eat real food. There's only one way to eat real food, really, when you break it down, because our way, it's our way, because our way incorporates everything else that's out there and boils it down to this is what we need to do and this is why. And we give people education and experience, and we help facilitate experiments, and we have support for them, right? Same thing applies with our sleep stuff, with our meditation, or we call it practice, priming and practice, with our grounding and earthing, and our simplicity and elegance, which is also known as minimalism, but we don't call it minimalism. So we have been there, done that with a lot of different things, and we boil it down to what needs to happen and what works. Okay, so I'd highly recommend working or listening to and watching that conversation. You've made it this far. Congratulations, because this is the next step. This is going to take you to the next level. This is going to make you feel absolutely amazing, above and beyond what fitness and nutrition can do. And we'd highly encourage that you dedicate a specific amount of time to fitness every week, 4 or 5 days of training really hard, but then give yourself a break and don't push yourself to make yourself work out when you're exhausted, if you're not sleeping well, if you don't have these other foundations in place, okay? So, and then also as we go through this, I just want to make another plug for it is your responsibility to get value out of this program and out of these other foundations. So as we're going through this, you need to have an open mind. And, if something that I say or something that we recommend rubs you the wrong way or challenges your beliefs in some way, first of all, that's what we're all about, because most of what everyone else is doing out there is not working. But if something rubs you the wrong way or challenges your beliefs, don't let that derail you from getting other value out of the program, all right? Stay open-minded, give everything that we recommend a shot, and you're going to see a lot of great things change for you, okay? All right, so we will see you in the next video, which is going to be about circadian rhythms. Right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, so remember, the purpose of this podcast is to support our SHT community and to be in your ear as a go-to resource for all things SHT.
If any of you have fallen off, if you need support, honestly, just come back and listen to some of these episodes. Get re-inspired, get re-motivated, and get re-engaged. If you're new to us, the best way to get started is by joining our newsletter at sht4life.com.
That's SHT4life.com. And you can also find us on Facebook at Superhuman Transformation, and then on Instagram, Superhuman Transformation, which you're doing an amazing job with.
Thank you.
And then also Twitter, it's SHT4life. I think that's all we got.
See ya.